Good evening, Monrovia!
Central Avenue begin to dry up.
Okay, what happens?
Welcome to the city of Monrovia. We are delighted to have you join us in celebrating our centennial. Today, we are featuring the parade, which since 1914, the Monrovia Day Association has annually presented. The parade theme this year is Looking Back, Moving Forward. On our way to the parade, we will be able to see part of the city. Monrovia is the fourth oldest city in Los Angeles County and was named after William Monroe, who was instrumental in founding our city. Today, 100 years later, our beautiful city nestled in the foothills has grown, as we can see in this breathtaking view. Still, we have retained the good basic values intrinsic in an American hometown. We've preserved our history as well as meeting modern-day needs. Monrovia boasts beautiful parks, this one housing the public library, set in peaceful surroundings. Nearby is the community center, providing activities for all ages. As we continue on, we will go to the City Hall and meet some representatives of Monrovia.
A great and glorious good morning to all of you. I'm Mayor Paul Stewart. It is with a sense of justifiable pride, or more than justifiable pride, that I extend a warm welcome to everyone who is participating in today's centennial celebration of Monrovia, truly the gem city of the foothills. I feel uniquely honored in being mayor during an historical event that occurs but once in a century. I thank you, Monrovia, for that rare privilege. And now it is my personal pleasure to introduce to you Sandy Young, the president of the Monrovia Chamber of Commerce, and a real spark plug in today's festivities, who will in turn introduce to you the Monrovia Day's Queen and her court. Sandy?
Thank you, Paul. On behalf of the Monrovia Chamber of Commerce, I too would like to welcome you to Monrovia Days 1986. What an exciting time to be involved in such a marvelous, pride-filled community. I would like to introduce to you now Monrovia Day's Centennial Queen, Sherry Doolittle. Sherry?
Thank you. We're very happy to be here today, my court and I'd like to introduce you to them. We have Tarina Perrin, Jennifer Gwynn, Christina Summerall, and Julie Cross. And we're looking forward to see you at the parade today.
Hello, my name is Carol Trump, and I am the president of the Monrovia Day Association. Since 1914, our association has been celebrating our city's birthday with the parade. Mary Wilcox tells us in her book, The History of Monrovia Day Parades, that there were some dark years, but this was an exception, not a rule. In July of this past year, I appointed Pat Nebrega as my parade chairman, and she immediately formed a committee, and we began our work. To do a parade is a tremendous project, much bigger than the project that we had begun to undertake. Our association adopted the centennial theme of looking back and moving forward, and this is where we began. We looked back over our rich heritage of parades, and we chose the best from them. And then moving forward, we wanted new and innovative ideas. And this is where a wonderful gentleman became such a good friend to us this year. Mr. Bill Wallach has been with the Tournament of Roses for over 20 years, and he has traveled across our country helping other cities put on parades. He sat down, he listened to us, he answered our hundreds of questions, and he opened doors and ideas that we had not yet known were possible to us. We met Red Ladner of the Horseless Carriage Club and Don Jensen from the Model A Club, Bob Trepanier and Ted Bowers, who are collectors of antique vehicles. We then went out in search of a float company which would bring to our city a new idea, that of the professional float. And in doing so, we found the Green Float Company and made two very good friends in John and Wendy Hart, who have carried on their family business for a number of years. We went to Azusa, to the American Decorating Company, and there Cheryl Brown gave us an excellent overview of banners and bringing our parade together with signage. And oh, here in Monrovia, how can we ever thank the city, the many departments of our city which have helped us, businesses, organizations, two organizations which for the past several years have helped us when it comes time to put that parade down the street, the Wildcat Band Booster Club and the Monrovia Arts Festival Association. On behalf of the Monrovia Day Association and her devoted parade committee, Pat Nebrega, Rick and Sue Marks, Joyce Gunnarsson and Darlene West, I have the honor of presenting our gift to you, Monrovia. I present it with great pride and much love. Happy birthday, Monrovia. Enjoy your parade.
I'm Dran May.
I'm Randy Henderson.
And I'm Todd Hooks.
We will be announcing the show this morning and tell you a little bit about each one of the events as they appear.
In the background, you can hear our specialty entrance, the Herald Trumpets leading the parade down the street.
Kenny Wilson and Amy Burgess. Ron Tolles are there.
The Herald Trumpets are very symbolic of official tournaments. You usually hear these as a proclamation that the parade has begun, so this is very apropos.
Let's watch them as they come down the street. As we said, this is the beginning of the parade. You haven't missed anything. We're just starting. We just stepped off. It's officially 10:01 a.m., Monrovia Day 1986.
And what a beautiful day it is here in Monrovia, Gem City of the Foothills.
We love it.
100 years old.
We love it.
It should be interesting to note the name Gem City. Oftentimes we wonder where that name comes from, but in 1910 they have found gold nuggets up at the Saw Pit Canyons, and there was no spectacular gold rush at that time, but nevertheless that's one of the reasons we got our name.
Let's take a moment to listen to this beautiful sounds of the Herald Trumpet.
The trumpets are unusually a little bit longer than the normal trumpet. It gives them a deeper, rich tone.
Kenny Wilson, Amy Burgess, and Ron Tolles.
Beautiful.
Next along in the parade is our official opening banner, Welcome to the Monrovia Day Parade.
The very first parade, the earliest account was in about 1912 when they had their first parade, and there weren't too many people on foot. It was usually with horse and buggy. Speaking of horses.
Here we come. Our first equestrian unit is a color guard unit, the Norco Mounted Police Women's Auxiliary.
And we have Jean Hoffman, Kim Keller, Jan Bost, Hetty McHarg. They're riding.
Carrying the American flag, State of California, City of Norco, and their organization flag.
Our next entrant is a novelty, a horse with Surrey, carrying Mayor Paul Stewart and his wife Betty. Just one of the several wonderful entries provided by Bob Lowe from his many varied collection.
A Surrey is a light four-wheel, two-seated carriage, with or without a top, seating 4 persons. The name Surrey comes from a town in England.
Our first float, on track for the next 100 years, carrying Monrovia City Council.
John Normbega, Mary Wilcox, Bill Card, Bob Bartlett, presented by City of Monrovia Green Float Builders.
Here we have the antique vehicle holding Monrovia dignitaries. Hello there. Student body. This is a 1917 General English bus.
On board was ASB President Lance Jorgensen, City Managers Jim Starbert, Phil McCarthy, Don Hopper, John Lustig, Lou Bernabo, and the Police Chief Bill Tubbs. Coming along in the background is our own Monrovia High School Marching Wildcat Band, this year's host band, 70 members strong and this prestigious sweepstake award winner.
Over the past 7 years, the Marching Wildcats have won more than 100 awards, including 7 sweepstakes awards and 25 first place.
You should see their outfits. These are absolutely gorgeous. Green and white, the colors of Monrovia. It should be interesting to note that the first high school was established in 1893, and it was 3 rooms with 27 students.
But beautiful precision drill work.
I think we all can be proud of the young people in this community that turned out for this parade.
In 1913, the principal was paid $1,800 a year.
He resigned. He couldn't take the... So we've come a long way.
Wonderful sound.
Just listen to them. It's beautiful. The outfits with the gold trimming, beautiful appliques.
Very proud of this entry.
We have coming up a float, which is the replica of the public transportation in 1887 in Monrovia. The mules pulled the vehicle up Myrtle Avenue, then rode it going downhill, so they got a little momentum going.
Following in a horse-drawn carriage is our Monrovia Centennial Community Advisory Council. They're representing some of the long-term people that have been in town.
Betty Sanford, chairperson. Joan Holster, Linda Proctor, Lillian Burt, Pat Myers, Nancy Brown, Joe Ragsdale, Cordy Enos, Kathy Reese, Sarah Rochelle, Sanford Smith.
On the horse-drawn carriage are Maddie Bowler, Maybelle Denslow, Bill Brooks, Eldora Polk, Pat and Pete Ostry. Mr. Ostry just completed Monrovia Centennial Review, detailing 100 years of Monrovia history.
Right now we have the Percheron horses.
Yeah,
Todd.
Class Percheron horses drawn
Look at those horses.
on a 10-inch wagon. Those are some of the largest draft horses in the world.
They are beautiful. They are beautiful.
Here in the drill team is Ann Sumner. First Lieutenant is Michelle Huddleston.
Oh, the precision of these exercises and drills that these young people have to do is amazing. It takes hours and hours of practice. The drum corps provides the beat with which they perform their exercises.
Let's take a pause and listen to this music. Novelty item.
Right. This is the Wells Fargo.
And
Okay, I'll take it down to Doug.
we'll synchronize this.
Okay.
Be wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, what a wonderful entry.
And now we have a novelty, a stagecoach representing Wells Fargo Bank, driven by Doug Murphy.
Inside the coach we have Sandy Young, president of the Monrovia Chamber of Commerce, with her husband, Bob, and their children, Marcus and Katrina.
Big Red Coach was a familiar sight in the Old West. It carried gold, mail, and supplies, got everyone where they needed to go. Wells Fargo's historic coaches have represented California in 2 presidential inauguration parades. Antique car.
The next entry is an antique car, 1910 red Overland.
This beautiful car is entered by the Holiday Inn, which will be opening in Monrovia soon.
Our next set of entries is really important. This is the Monrovia Day Queen and Court, the banner being carried by Scouts Candy Rebel, Cherilyn McLean. Following the banner is the actual float carrying the Monrovia Day Court, entitled The Breath of Spring. Queen Sherry Doolittle, Princesses Julie Cross, Jennifer Gwen and Serena Perrin, and Christina Sumrall.
Sherry is a student at Rio Hondo College majoring in law enforcement, a graduate of Monrovia High School. She's the captain of the Monrovia Police Explorer Scout, daughter of Monrovia Police Officer Craig and Donna Doolittle. And she has a twin sister, Kathy.
Our next entry is a big band, the City of Los Angeles Highlander Pipe Band. Seamus Jim Coyne, pipe drum major, Ron Mountain.
This sought-after band has appeared in the Hollywood, Beverly Hills, Monterey Park, and other parades.
They're making their first appearance in Monrovia, and we're happy to welcome them. Let's take a little bit of time to listen to them and watch them as they parade in their Scottish kilts. Oh, that's fabulous. They have won so many things, the Western USA and Canadian championships. They play traditional Scottish and Irish music, which we just heard, and several gold medal solos, championships, and also in Australia and New South Wales. Wonderful.
What a beautiful 1930 Model A.
That's
it's a 1911 Stevens Parade.
Yes, and it's a Monrovia Board of Education President Sally Koch and members Fred Purdy, Christine Gowdy, Marty Faith, and Roger Grisano.
Driver, Warwick Eastwood.
I think what we have coming up now is a Model A. 1930 Model A Roadster. What a beautiful. Superintendent of Monrovia Schools is Don Montgomery and his wife Joan. Don has given years of dedication to the Monrovia School District.
Check out the roadster, the rumble seat. This is, it's a two-people compartment for luggage.
I think we need to congratulate Don for his appointment to superintendent.
Yes, I think we ought to.
Here we have a specialty, the VFW Post 2070, led by Ed Hart.
Coming down the street, the next specialty entry represents Monrovia Youth Baseball League.
It's celebrating its 30th year. This marching unit consists of youth between the ages of 8 to 12 years of age.
Mustang and Bronco leagues with Mustang and Bronco leagues with board members. Boys are proud of new uniforms representing major league teams and thank many Monrovia merchants and service groups who donate money for these uniforms and their support and advice.
They're awfully cute. 8 to 12 years of age and they're already playing Major League?
Yes, the Giants.
My, there's quite a group of them. This is all from the Monrovia area and they're sponsored by their parents as well.
The Emblem Club
and a lot of volunteers.
A lot of volunteer hours going to
the Royals.
Following our baseball teams is an equestrian entry. Cheryl Richards riding Baycoy in a restored antique side saddle. Baycoy is a pure Arabian gelding. Wow.
Winner of the 1985 Southern California Paraders Association. She's won many awards and is a top contender for CSHA side saddle for the 1985-86 year.
Our next entrant is an equestrian unit, the Equestrian Trails National Queen in Court with Junior Miss in Court.
The Queen is Julie Alvarez, and Donna McDonald is in the court with Jennifer Beeson, Teresa Bartko, Miss Laura Shaw with Jennifer Alvarez, Aaron Willen,
Tracy Guthrie and Johnny Guthrie.
We have a banner and float coming up, a centennial salute presented by Bob's Big Boy Restaurant, Green Floats Builder.
Riding on the float and surrounding the float are Monrovia high school cheer and song leaders with mascots.
We'd like to mention Wendy at Green Floats for all our help in putting a lot of these floats together and coordinating the novelty entries.
Bob's Big Boy presenting this float.
And I guess it's pretty appropriate to have high schoolers and Bob's Big Boy together.
They do a very, very good job in this community.
What spirit?
It sure is.
What a wonderful float. What brilliant colors.
Leading the float are the mascots, the Wildcats, always an integral part of any Monrovia High School event.
They definitely get the fans cheering. for the home team. Third of
A
Monrovia
very
High
nice
School.
job. A very nice job.
Celebrating 50 years.
Monrovia Pride.
Great teamwork. Great teamwork. We should be really proud of Monrovia High
Following this float is a specialty item you may know something about, Randy.
School. Well, this is the Monrovia Yacht Club, and they're an amazing group of people. Amazing group of people. Trying their hardest to imitate the yachts and
Hey! Are they drowning or what?
it looks like they've run aground this year.
I think they are lacking water.
Hey! Randy, I just
Good to
want to
see
know.
him. Welcome
Look at
aboard.
this. Oh, God. We're getting rained
Sprung a
on.
leak here.
Randy, I just want to know, what on earth is a yacht club doing in the middle of the mountains?
Well, it's really a funny thing about this yacht club. They were talked about 50 years ago as a joke. And that's really the reason they were brought back again, because 50 years ago they had a joke of the Monrovia Yacht Basin, and so a number of people tried their best to relive history. Now, I don't think they really own any boats, to tell you the truth.
It might be key to note that Monrovia is a landlocked town.
Yes.
And you,
totally.
if you do become a member of the yacht club, you do get one of their wonderful blue T-shirts.
Yeah.
Our next
says-
entry on the street, excuse me, Duran.
Go ahead.
Is the Shure High School Marching Band and Drill Team with over 200 members, obviously a large band, from the city of Montebello. Drum major David Murrow, band director Leonard Narumi.
And this is a big band, so let's take a look at this. This will be one of our biggest bands in the parade.
Members is this? Too fast?
This has 200 members. Look at this, Roman togas are their costumes with chiffon trimmed in gold. It's beautiful. And their banners are in green, gold, and white. Beautiful.
Here we have the Chief. Chief's in a 1912 Ford, Chief Tubbs of the Monrovia Police Department. And by the way, we made mention earlier, Monrovia changed to all blue uniforms from a tan uniform, and the blue is just a wonderful, wonderful thing to have here.
They're playing the Keystone Cops. It's really interesting to note also that the Monrovia Police Department in 1887 had only one city marshal, and he was paid $100 a month. Can you imagine that? Also, the original police department was at the Granite Building that we mentioned before.
Now, what Memories and Hopes is the float represented here, and they've just won the Sweepstakes Award. Excuse me, I was just given that information.
Yes.
The Memories and Hopes is presented by the Knights of Columbus, who have been active in our community for over 78 years.
With this entry, we have Boy Scout Troop 147, who were chartered by the Knights of Columbus. The Grand Knight is Steve Kennedy.
Getting a dousing.
Oh, look at that! He's gonna get a suntan today.
The float depicts Monrovia's first general store owners, Rich and Sandy Janicki.
Mickey Mouse.
Oh, Barbara Warren, Mickey Mouse. Companion 1986 Disneyland Ambassador to the World, Barbara Warren.
Let's all say hi to Mickey. Barbara.
Mickey! They are riding Walt Disney's famous 1920 automobile, which is reserved for Mickey's personal appearances.
Here we have another entry. What a beautiful truck. We have an antique 1927 delivery truck entered by Sparkletts Drinking Water Corporation.
The driver is Dennis Bayard, and he's wearing a uniform of the 20s, complete with cap, bandage, and poutine.
The truck is completely restored International Harvester, used by Sparkletts in its early years. It is a 4-cylinder Lycoming engine and a 4-speed transmission.
Oh, we have coming up here the antique Pacific electric red car, referred to as the big red car.
What a beautiful restoration. It really shows rapid transit. Big Red Car is presented by the Monrovia Historical Society, of which 64 selected individuals ride as passengers. The red car is 55.5 feet long, 15 feet high, and 10 feet wide. Restored by Richard Fellows, it is now diesel powered with rubber tires. I think it's an equestrian event.
We have an equestrian rider, Carrie Johnson, wearing a really pretty yellow rhinestone outfit, riding a champion white Arabian. Carrie was 1985 California state champion for finest Western lady.
The white Arabian, again, we wanted to mention to you, it's a very rare breed. Take a look at this horse. Wayne Newton in Las Vegas has two of these horses. He has a white one and a black one, and it took him years to find an Arabian horse of this nature. They're extremely rare, extremely rare.
The Honorary Grand Marshal, Larry Carroll, reporter, is an anchorman for Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
He's a native of Chicago, and he earned a BA degree in economics from Pomona College in Claremont. He originally joined Channel 7 News as a writer and producer in 1972.
We have the marching Santa Fe Middle School band and drill team from Monrovia, 50 members, Colleen White, drum major, director John McClure.
Say that we missed one of our little novelty items, one of the miniature Ford paramedic unit. Unfortunately, we won't see it this year. But this year, we're going to see a 1913 fire engine in the city of Burbank.
Fire Chief Mark Foote.
Our own Chief Foote.
As a matter of fact, the fire department is celebrating the centennial in their own way with a fireman's muster, where all of the firemen from the state of California will be on a Special Olympics.
Excuse me, but look at those bicycles.
Antique.
These 3 bicycles, antique bicycles from the famous collection of Bob Trepanier of Alhambra. And look at that. I've never seen a bicycle that does that.
It pumps.
We've got a couple added bicycles.
Look at this.
3, we've actually got 5.
Trike with a sidecar.
Trike with a sidecar, green with a gold pinstripe.
That looks like an awfully comfortable way to ride.
Yes, it is. I would think so. Our next entry is an antique car carrying our Grand Marshal Nobu McCarthy.
Let's take a moment to listen to some more bagpipes.
The Scottish.
Scottish, yes.
The Ventura Park Recreation Department.
35 twirlers.
Solo twirler, Beverly Bissell, and piper Shannon Hollister. Look at these young ladies.
35 twirlers from 8 to 16 years of age.
This is another, believe it or not, baton twirling is a very difficult thing to do. It takes a lot of eye-to-hand coordination.
Our next entry is the magnificent Smizer Mule Team of Smizer Crate Line.
A balloon release. Look at those balloons. Get ready, everybody. Get ready for this. The local students under Bob Wilson's helping hand have assembled all of these balloons, and if you'll keep your eye on that, you'll see these in a minute. This is the second time these beautiful mules have appeared in the parade, and it's interesting to note that these mules are particularly strong horses. They have the combination of a donkey and a horse, so they have the intelligence and are quite sturdy. So we'll keep a look on those balloons and see when they finally let them go.
I'd like to give you this updated information here. It's a very wonderful group of people we're working with today by providing us all this updated information.
It sure is.
It's informed. Here's a beautiful restored military vehicle, and I mean authentic. It's a 1944 military Willys Jeep. Walt Patel, decorated hero from World War II, is riding. He fought in all areas of the Pacific Theater.
The vehicle is a 1952 military Jeep, a replica machine gun, if you'll notice.
It's a 50 caliber replica machine gun. What a beautiful military honorary Grand Marshal.
Yes, Arthur Bach.
one of Monrovia's oldest residents, 90 years old, has been in town 30 years, fought in World War I, and was wounded in France. The driver is Mark.
The next vehicle is an M37 truck. Gene Hollis is driving. Louis Van Urschel, World War I hero,
Hi.
will receive the Medal of Honor. What an honor to have him here.
He's received 16 decorations for bravery.
In 1960, he donated medals and military paraphernalia to the Patriotic Hall at Figueroa and 18th Street. United States Marine Corps.
Give them a big hand. Yay! From the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center at 29 Palms.
This distinguished group marches 43 strong under the direction of Drum Major Staff Sergeant Michael H. Gardner and Master Sergeant Jack W. Waiters. Obviously, they need no introduction and just received a standing ovation from the crowd. We really appreciate what the Marine Corps has done and will do for us.
Well, you're going to have to excuse me for jumping to my feet, but I was always outranked by all those Marines.
And today, again, we want to mention that today is Armed Forces Day, so it's especially a treat that we have our men with us today.
What a beautiful equestrian event we have here.
Oh, look at this. Yes, we do. We have Linda Baum riding Royal Warrior, a Grand Champion American Indian pony.
Look at these ponies.
She is the California State Champion novelty rider.
And she is wearing a costume made of 500 pieces of hand-engraved silver, buffalo, and Indian head
Beautiful.
nickels. And is leading two full-grown 5-year-old little Indian ponies named Geronimo and Tomahawk. We have coming up is a happy anniversary Monrovia presented by Sierra Motors and the Bank of Monrovia, which I might say the Bank of Monrovia is a revitalization of an old idea of a good banking facility in our local area. The float is built by Green Floats.
And in fact, it's looking back, it's the Bank of Monrovia, brand new one down on the corner of
Happy anniversary.
Myrtle Avenue, part of the redevelopment of our city.
Looks like the Shriners.
Yes, following the Bank of Monrovia float are the San Gabriel Valley Shriners Club with 11 miniature cars driven by distinguished members of the club.
Here they come.
Includes 2 Corvettes, 2 Model A Fords, 2 Dune buggies, 2 Ford vans, 2 Dodge vans, and one Volkswagen Bug. Obviously doing some wheelies, donuts in the street.
Don't forget that skunk and a lot of energy.
Well, you could save on some gas mileage there.
See that little skunk peeking out there? A lot of energy. These Shriners do a wonderful, wonderful job with their efforts supporting children and the needs of children today.
One of the strongest volunteer organizations in the country today. Always willing to go out and give that extra.
Thank you for coming to Monrovia.
We really appreciate that.
I think we're talking here of an Edison truck. And what a beautiful restoration of an Edison truck. It's a 1940 crew truck making its first appearance in the parade. Riders include Jeanette Harris, manager of the Monrovia office, Tamara Beck, customer service specialist, and Bill DeFranco. Excuse me,
I'm
lineman.
sorry.
Edison is also celebrating its centennial. Float again, presented by Southern California Edison.
And if you take a special note at her parasol, that also became very popular. That's trimmed in pink lace to match her bodice.
In beautiful contrast, here's a 1965 Silver Cloud Rolls Royce.
Oh, yes.
Sophia Admonson, riding with her husband, Toast Monrovia, on her centennial. Sophia is representing the Pasadena Centennial Committee, and we wish them luck to have such a good parade as we're having today. This equestrian event, here is Bob Lowe riding this beautiful paint stallion, Double Diamond Jr. Here we have an antique truck that snuck by there. It's a
It sure did.
1925 Ford truck from Arcadia Nissan, owned by Bob Lowe, who has many carriages that are appearing in today's parade and activities, and we really thank him for his donation of his carriages, his time and crew efforts.
And Wayne Wright is a service manager at Nissan, and he's driving.
In the background, as you can pick up on your home sets, the Marching El Toro High School Band, another large band, 150 strong, the 1985 sweepstakes winner from a parade in West Virginia, interestingly enough. And here comes the El Toro Marching Band from El Toro High School.
They marched in the Rose Parade in 1985 and 1986 and was halftime performer for the Rams. I think we should listen to their beautiful performance. Vivid outfits. What a wonderful parade today, and we're moving right along.
We sure are.
High School Band will march at the Oregon Rose Parade on June the 7th. The
Director is Patricia Rayner. Drum major is Tim. And their costumes sure are beautiful. Royal blue, also trimmed in gold, sparkling in the sunlight.
Thank you very much. Coming up, we have a 1909 Sears, a horseless carriage from the Horseless Carriage Club. Honorary Grand Marshal is Chris Templeton, star of The Young and the Restless, and I think everybody recognizes Chris.
Among many credits, she has been on Quincy, Lou Grant, and was recently co-host on Our Magazine.
The owner-driver is John Broughton.
We have coming up here, we have a novelty, Vaughn's Grocery, brand new, beautiful supermarket here in Monrovia, one of the best in the city. Represents this replica of San Gabriel.
Nice food.
American Eagle, yay! It's a battery operated and it features a steam whistle, brass bell, and real smoke.
Riding on the train are members of the Vaughn staff, and thank you, Vaughn.
Thank you for lunch yesterday, Vaughn.
Very much so. If any of you haven't had a chance, come down to the Vaughn's Pavilion. It has been featured in many gourmet magazines and without a doubt is one of the most exquisite supermarkets in the Southern California area.
We've had a number of antique cars, and again we have a 1930 Ford pickup truck featuring the Square Dancers of America. Joe Sofra is president from the Western Square Dance Association. From San Gabriel Valley, the Sofras, Harbs, Johnson, Rory, Stars, McNutts, Carlsons, Jacobys, and the caller is Dennis Young.
Right, car member Horseless Carriage Club.
Owners Ted and Pauline Bruns.
And that was very well done, if you ask.
We only got to mention briefly that we had Mickey Mouse here, and we'd like to come back to that at some point. The Magic Kingdom.
This is a great entry here. What a beautiful carriage.
This is John Deere on a buckskin horse, a Rob Lowe entry.
Monrovia High School alumni dressed up for a Sunday outing, and away they go.
Joe Oshoa, President Lillian Combs, and David Beal.
Our next entry is an antique car. 1909 Maxwell carrying Christopher Nance.
What a beautiful car that is.
Well-known weatherman from Channel 4.
Are we talking about the Laverne Spinners here?
I guess we are.
You must have the Laverne Spinner. Oh, my.
25 young people, ages 8 to 12 years of age. The Time Twirlers.
25 young people. Laverne Parks and Recreation should be commended for a nice job.
Director Joanne Luzio.
Spinners.
Hi, girls.
Here we have a beautiful equestrian event at Sandra Blackmore and Lynn.
Sandra's riding Valiant Jupiter, Grand Champion, Stallion.
local color, so to speak.
We have with us Kirsty Wild, Honorary Grand Marshal, and she's from Channel 4 News. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much. It's really been fun. I mean, you have great weather. Everything's been terrific. We didn't have any major problems on the parade route. However, our car, wonderful driver from Lomita who brought his car, said that it has no cooling, and he was sure that halfway through it was going to stop, and we volunteered to push, but we didn't have to.
Well, lucky for you, Kirsty. I'd like to know a little bit about, you've won for your series, The Private Invasion. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was some time ago. I did win an Emmy for that. It was a story about how the people's privacy is, they're losing privacy more and more. You know, I'm just trying to let people know that they need to protect themselves and that there are ways to do that. I also just won an Emmy, John Beard and I just won an Emmy this year for the coverage of the Baldwin Hills fire in Los Angeles. We were very proud of that. That was what they call breaking news, and we had about 2 minutes to prepare, and that's when you really find out what's going on.
That's fabulous. You did a wonderful job on that. Junior high. I don't know if we got a chance on the Statue of Liberty to mention some of the people involved. Harry and Olga Caldwell, Chairman, Board of Trustees, the Monrovia Elks Lodge.
I think what we're seeing here is the past royal court. They're riding an antique car. Past queen is Jennifer McLean. She's joined by Princesses Michelle Burgess, Susan Cologne, and a 1915 Studebaker driven by Clyde Snelling of Monrovia. There's also, Clyde's done some remarkable restoration work on his home.
Yes.
And she calls it Snelling dwelling, and it is just a marvelous piece of effort on restoration.
Following the 85 Royal Court is an antique car, 1930 Ford Coupe carrying Mr. Heartthrob.
Mr. Heartthrob, over here!
And the reincarnated Jimi Hendrix. Driver Jim Herrera. Tom is the owner with his wife of Monrovia Floral, a Monrovia institution.
Oh, we have coming up Bill Naylor riding as a working Western cowboy. He's been parading for over 20 years. He's representing the city of Montebello Parks and Recreation Department, and particularly the Barnyard Zoo, one of the few places people can see animals from the city. And what does he have on his saddle? He's got a place for quite an interesting saddle on that, if you can get a good close-up on that. Yeah, he's got a place for, it looks like guns and knives. And
Again, we'll be joined by Larry Carroll in about 5 minutes, so we might look forward to that.
Okay, we have that coming up. In the background, we can hear coming up, our next entrant is the JC drill team from the Celeste Scott Christian School. This is their 4th trip to the parade, and these high-stepping young ladies are second to none when it comes to tricky drill techniques.
Oh, and they sure are first class. A group of young Christian ladies showing their special talent for the name of the Christian school. Okay, we're going to get a performance from them when they get up here.
This looks like they're
A precision drill team as well.
Remember that they do represent a very, very talented group that travels throughout the state performing. Today we're going to be really, really honored with a number of very wonderful guests who have contributed their time today to come down and let us celebrate this 100 years in Monrovia. Very special 100 years too. The history of Monrovia is very rich in the fact that water was a very precious commodity here in the foothills.
Oh, it sure is, and there were many fights over the issue of water. For a long time, William Monroe, the founder, tried to institute drilling wells up in the mountains, but that met with a lot of opposition. And it took a while for Monrovia to connect with the Los Angeles Water District, which was also at a very heavy price.
And here comes the JC drill team. Let's watch them perform.
They've got the rhythm and they've got the move.
Oh, they do. High steppers over there.
We're starting to move.
I'm feeling good here, Randy. I can control myself.
We need to watch these drill techniques.
High steppers.
What's the timing? This is another wonderful entry from Pablo's collection.
Oh my goodness, the mini mules.
Yeah.
Look at these little guys. The mini mules, they're a combination pony and burro. Hello there.
Thanks for joining us.
Country Cottage of Monrovia are aboard this antique wagon.
It's interesting to note that until 1960, the Monrovia Water Department would hire mules from local residents here and actually go up for 10 days on their water system, repairing it into these foothills of the San Gabriel. They worked on a system called the water collectors.
The burros were excellent for driving.
Riding in the novelty entry antique car is George Anderson. He's Community Services Chairman.
And the vehicle is not as listed. It looks more like a Studebaker 1900, but I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, I think we have something.
We're out of sequence.
We're out of sequence. What do we have here? The Apple Valley Sun Devils. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
the
skip
Apple
right
Valley
ahead.
Band.
A drill team, yes, of 22, flags 20, and a dance team of 12.
Valley's such a beautiful community too.
It sure is. This unit has won 5 sweepstakes and 9 first place awards in field and street competition this year. They have opened annually at Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm. Let's listen to them.
This unit has won 5 sweepstakes and 9 first place awards in field and street competition this year alone.
It's amazing, absolutely. And look at the outfits. They're beautiful. What a combination of orange with black and white trim, fringe.
You know, Randy and Graham, many hours of intense practice go into putting these youth groups together. Not only the students themselves, but the volunteer time as well.
No, right here. Right here. We have with us Larry Carroll, Honorary Grand Marshal. Welcome.
Thank you.
Well,
this is fantastic.
Isn't it great?
This is a great parade.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. You studied economics when you were in college.
Absolutely. And I went to Pomona College in Claremont, which is not too far from here. And I tried to find a journalism course. I tried to find a television and radio course, but they had none of that. So I had to do something serious. But I ended up, I'll tell you a funny story. When I first got to college, I got immediately involved with the college radio station, and I became news director and program director. And that meant that I had to do play-by-play on the Pomona College Sage Hens football games. Now, never mind the fact that I did not know that much about football. I didn't even know the players, you know, and I'd say things like, "Did you see that?" And of course they couldn't. It was the radio. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I learned early on that I didn't know how to do sports on the radio. There's Jan Rudd.
Yeah, Miss Monrovia. Let's take a note of her.
Lovely.
She's our Executive Director of the Monrovia Chamber of Commerce. Obviously a key person in this community and our revitalization efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for dropping by. We appreciate it. It's good seeing you.
It's a great time.
Have a good time.
good seeing you.
And happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Monrovia.
Yay.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a little lull in the parade here. Representing Brownies, Juniors, Cadets, and the Senior Scouts. Enthusiastic young ladies with the colorful balloons. Maybe we'll get a release of those balloons a little later. And here is a float depicting Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, scouting in America.
I'd like to mention this float now appearing, Meet Our Children, is the theme prize winner of the Monrovia Centennial Parade. Meet our children, see our future.
Green Floats Builder. Walking on either side of this entry is Jeffrey Elgin and Stephen Bingham from Scout Troop number 40. That's a beautiful float. Look at that eagle, all in gold lamé it looks like. That's wonderful. Gold lamé eagle.
A lot of time went into that float entry.
That took a lot of time to get that together. We have some, again, the theme is looking back and moving forward.
Look at the Gadabouts.
The Gadabout Senior Citizen Club from Monrovia meet in the Monrovia Community Center once a week and represent just one of the many senior citizen organizations here in town. Very active, very civic-minded community group.
Ronald McDonald.
All right, Ronald.
I'd know him anywhere.
I'd know him anywhere, yes, a children's favorite.
Big Mac.
He's become a celebrity, how about that? Boy, his hair is even better.
That's terrific. What a wonderful parade. Wish everybody was here. So long now.
His appearance is sponsored by the McDonald's Operators Association.
We have a selection of antique autos representing Monrovia City Council. Each auto duplicates the year that the PTA was established at that individual school. Participants are the presidents of each PTA organization.
Mayflower PTA.
We have Mayflower PTA rolling past.
Margot Pollard, President Monrovia PTA. Laura Jorgensen, President Wild Rose PTA. 1917 vehicle owned by Abe Alcana.
Santa Fe PTA. Mayflower PTA was founded in 1925. Connie Taylor, President. PTA Holly Vogelsand. President Student Council Kim Borings.
VP, SC, and Heather Everett. Secretary, we have PTA founded in 19... Connie Morrow, President PTA. What is this? We have Brad Oaks PTA. That's Diane Young, President. Dennis Litton. Linda Duffin. Regina Burns.
Clifton PTA.
Yes. Parent Teacher Student Association here we have, which was founded in 1986. And that's Francie Cash, President. And they've got your 1986 Mustang Ford.
GT.
Yeah, we sure do.
Our next entrance on the street is an equestrian unit, the Sun Mountain Riders. The attire of the riders, reflect the style and romance of the later 1880s.
And the ladies' horses are decorated with ribbons and flowers that accent the colors of their beautiful dress. Again, it's important to remember that this was very popular in the early 1800s. The horses being ridden represent various breeds: Appaloosa, Arabian, Morgan, Tennessee Walker, and quarter horses. The ladies began riding in parades in 1983. The men began to escort them and carry their flags in 1985. So this is a new association. The original group all boarded their horses at Diamond Bar. The dresses are fabulous.
Really a colorful group.
It sure are. They've been in 11 parades since '85, and they were awarded 4 first, 5 seconds, and 2 third-place trophies.
What a beautiful 1911 Model T Ford. Driver is Russ First now. Passengers are Dick and Mary Smith. The second car here is a 1932 Mercedes-Benz replica. The passengers are Ken and Marion Hackman.
These beautiful vehicles are presented by the Downtown Kiwanis Club of Monrovia.
And John and Jana and Martha Fulbright.
I think that's my ideal car over there.
Here's a 1913 green Chalmers. Stephen and Patty Cooper from Huntington Oaks, and Patty is director of the shopping center.
Beautiful car. Sure is. And here we have, coming in 1929, Model A Roadster with the Planning Commission, Glenn Owens. Car, a Model A from the Model A Restorers Club. And there you see that rumble seat again. Ever so popular.
Our next
They're having a lot of fun.
street is specialty color guard, VFW Post 2070, the Ladies Auxiliary Color Guard from Monrovia, Arcadia. Lois Beckett, Ruth Bennett, President, Junior VP Representative.
This has been such a wonderful parade. The weather's been just spectacular. It's warm and sunny.
Oh yeah, it did turn out.
It's California and Monrovia weather all in one.
Well, definitely. Here comes the ladies in the Color Guard Auxiliary. We've mentioned repeatedly the enthusiasm and the size of the crowd. That hasn't dimmed. In fact, I would say we've gotten a larger crowd, and a lot of the people seem to be following the parade up and down the street, cheering for their favorites, booing the ones they don't like, whatever.
In fact, I have to agree with you, Todd. This looks to me like the largest parade Monrovia's ever had. And the enthusiasm, even some of the people in the audience are dressed up in 1980s outfits. I see a lady over here. She's got a beautiful long flowing dress. 3 elephants.
3 elephants driven by Pasadena Motorcycle Club.
Yeah, this is pretty. I don't know what they've done here, but look at the mechanics they've done.
Motorized and mechanical.
The elephants have appeared in the Rose Parade, the Atlanta Parade, and now making their first appearance at Monrovia Days. Welcome to that.
Very wonderful job.
Great
Looks like they're on a 4-wheel motorcycle of some sort, ATV.
Now that took a lot of engineering to get that to work.
It is.
I wonder what that's made out of it. It looks like some kind of I don't know, a macrame, not a macrame, but that very hard.
Oh, paper mache?
Paper mache, right.
In the background, you can hear approaching the Northview Junior High School Marching Band from Duarte, California, 40 members strong. Drum major Roxanne Chavis, director Pete Bull. This is the 4th appearance of this band from our neighboring city of Duarte. We are pleased to have them, and they are pleased to be here. It's always encouraging to see a group of young people organized out for a civic event like this.
Vivid red jacket, black trousers. Thanks for coming.
That was wonderful.
Theme marshal.
Riding in a 1931 Ford Victoria.
Yes, the Monrovia Day Association President, Carol Trump. Carol has been a guiding hand in bringing this together, this beautiful celebration. Riding with Carol is her husband, Jerry. Thank you very much.
These girls are carrying a maypole, the Indian symbol representing fun, friendship, and adventure.
Here we have.
Is this the
Now we should have
Movement Unlimited? Oh, 1931 Ford. Linda
with
Fowler.
Linda and I
The
know her.
Exerciser.
Here we should have Honorary Grand Marshal Peggy McKay.
Oh, look at this. Look at that car, the old
Yes,
wheel there.
yes.
Isn't that
The
fabulous?
star of the daytime serial, Days of Our Lives, has just been nominated for an Emmy as Outstanding Actress on Daytime Television.
This is Nobu McCarthy. She's our Grand Marshal for today. We're very happy to have you with us.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness, Nobu, you live in Monrovia. Yes, I mean that's how long have you been here? 10 years?
Almost 10 years.
Just to take a brief moment here for this float.
Okay, yeah, let's take a quick.
About the Monrovia at the end of the rainbow.
Yes, representing Monrovia Centennial Committee as a presenter. Several groups who have worked up to clean up Monrovia during Operation Team Clean, representing Wiseman, YMCA, Latter-day Saints, JC's, Girl Scout Council, and Juveniles Unidos from Immaculate Conception Church.
Nobu, so tell us a little bit about your career in the theater. You've in movies. You've done so many things. What's your most the favorite
The favorite one
yes.
is of course Karate Kid 2 that is going to come out in June. And everything that I have done has always been my favorite one. You know, the moment that I'm in it, that's my favorite.
Oh, I'm sure it is. You starred with Jerry Lewis.
Yes.
In Geisha Boy.
Geisha Boy.
How was that?
That was a lot of fun because I didn't speak any English then.
You didn't?
No, and I just memorized a lot.
Did you? Well, you did a fabulous job in that. At the age of 16, you were a famous model in Japan.
Yes, in Japan.
How on earth could you handle that at the age of 16?
I really don't know. I thought that that's the way we're supposed to do. You know, right after the war, in Japan, we introduced a Western world, and we're so eager to grasp it. And I thought that that's the way we're supposed to do. So I went out and get the job, and I worked.
And your father, he was
dress designer.
He was a dress designer, and
Yes.
wasn't he with the Japanese diplomatic corps?
Oh, he was when I was born.
Uh-huh.
But after he came back to Japan, he became a dress designer.
Oh,
of all
really?
things. Yes.
And speaking of dresses, tell us about your gown that you're wearing.
Well,
Yes, definitely. Something else.
It's trimmed.
Well, the thing is that I couldn't find any dress that I should wear for this occasion, and I went through my closet and I found this dress which I made for my daughter about 3 years ago for prom. So I just borrowed it.
It's perfect for the reconstruction of our Monrovia. It is a pleasure having
Thank
you
you.
with us, Nobu. We hope we'll talk with you again.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Features the dance club. 12 students are wearing costumes from their upcoming performances. Right?
Yes, Citrus College.
Yeah.
It's the first time this group has been on a parade. We have an antique Model T car carrying the Zook family, Long Monrovia Institution, Rick Zook and his dad.
Monrovia News Post entry.
Oh yes, the Monrovia News Post. That is publication has been around since the beginning of time.
That's a 1908 Buick. Wanda Tucker, editor of the Monrovia News Post, is writing today's parade as her finale to her newspaper career.
The first newspaper in Monrovia was called the Monrovia Planet.
Here we have a 1931 Model A coupe. Carl and Betty Halgren and John and Becky Kellen.
The Duarte High School Falcon Band from Duarte. 38 members.
Drill Major Ray Manalang, Director Kenneth Lee.
They're in light blue, silver sequins, and white shoes.
I always wanted to be able to play drums like that band, but never could quite do it. What a beautiful Chevrolet. What two lovely women.
Love those rumble seats.
John Gardner is the driver and owner of that vehicle. What a beautiful restoration.
This is a totally restored Roadster with an original 6-cylinder engine in it.
Well, I'd really like to give a plug to the Centennial Committee and their country fair coming up June of '86, next month. Their theme is Y'all Come, and what they hope to do is to authenticate, put on a replica of an 1880s country fair.
We have with us McDonald Carey.
Todd, how are you?
McDonald Carey, Honorary Grand Marshal. We are so happy to have you with us. Well, there's so much for you to talk about. Tell us a little bit about this. We have, you've written a book of poetry.
Yes, well, I was published a couple of years ago and by Colin McCann, and I have a new book on the desk of Macmillan, and a new, there's a literary journal in New York called the New York Quarterly.
You've had an absolutely fascinating career in motion pictures and theater. Tell us.
Thank the good Lord, yeah.
Oh God, tell us some of your most favorite experiences through all of that.
Well, I don't know. My favorite experience is, you know, they say you're as good as your next picture, and that's my best experience. What the next picture will be, hopefully. Sure.
But you sure have had an awful lot of them. What's the most memorable to you?
Oh, I don't know. I think the nicest ones were the ones that you did outside, like today, you know, when we did westerns, which were great fun. But they still run at night, you know, some of them, Streets of Laredo, they still run, and that was the real fun, was getting out. So, riding every day, getting exercise, and getting paid for it. Wow.
I know, what a great way to make a living.
Thank you.
McDonald Carey, it was a pleasure having you with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you for celebrating Monrovia Day with us.
Thank you for asking me.
Thank you.
Larry, thank you too. I appreciate it.
Okay. We have with us Peggy McKay. She is an honorary Grand Marshal of the Monrovia Centennial Parade. Welcome.
Welcome. Good morning. I tried to look Western this morning.
You sure did. We could zoom in on her wonderful.
I'm really a New Yorker, but I do my best. It was a great parade. What a wonderful parade.
It sure is.
Oh, colorful and fun.
You're on Days of Our Lives.
Yes, I am. I play Carolyn Brady on Days of Our Lives.
Yes, and tell us a little bit about your character.
Well, she's a lady who has a family, very interesting. Peter Reckel is my son, Beau, and she also has a lover from her past who is the evil character. Not really, he's a charming man, but Victor Kiriakis, and that sort of gives her a lot of conflict and makes for a lot of drama and secrets. And Carolyn is always keeping secrets from everybody, but they're coming out more and more every day, and it's getting very embarrassing for her.
So how do you
more than that?
How do you do your filming with the daytime series? Is that on a daily basis?
Yes, I've done all kinds of work in the show business, and the daytime serial is an hour a day. We do an hour a day show, whereas when you do an episodic nighttime TV, you have 7 days to do an hour.
Now, is that all impromptu?
Oh no, it's memorized.
It's all memorized every day?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, otherwise the story would get lost. The audience who follows every single detail has to have, we have suspense plots, and everything should be accurate.
You must have a fabulous memory.
Luckily, I have a pretty good memory, but that's just fortunate, and it's necessary. You have to know what your lines, you really do have to. Yes.
This Emmy that you won, is this?
I haven't won an Emmy, though I wish that were true, because
wait a minute. I'm sorry, you were nominated.
I'm nominated out of a field of open.
That's fabulous.
We do predict.
Well, they always say that even the nomination means.
Oh, that does. I'm so thrilled. I really didn't dawn on me. They told me in the morning last Thursday, and I went, oh, and then I couldn't react. Well, I finally got home, closed the door of my house. I went, yay!
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because it's a large field as lead actress, and there are about 200 some actresses, all of which are very good, and I'm very grateful and very pleased.
This is always my favorite question. Have you ever been to Monrovia?
No.
This is your first time?
It's my first trip, but it's not going to be my last. It's charming. It's just lovely. I love all the people. Everything looks so colorful. It's beautiful parade.
We're proud of our town.
Oh, you should be. This is the 100th year.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes, Peggy, we are extremely pleased to have you with us.
My
Thank you
pleasure.
very much
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
meet
coming.
all of you. Really.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you.
Nice to see you.
We have with us Pat Nobrega. Is that right
That's
now?
right.
Oh, good. Parade chairperson. Well, you have done a marvelous job. Tell us all the efforts and things that you've had to do.
Well, we started planning this parade back in, the 1st of July. And we sat down at my kitchen table and the committee. We wanted to put on the best celebration that we possibly could.
And how do you think it fared?
I'm very pleased with it. I'm very pleased with it. I think the
so.
quality of the entrance and I think the celebrities, I think it's a wonderful job and I'm extremely pleased.
Would you say that this is the best parade yet?
Well, seeing as I wasn't here 100 years ago, I don't know what the parades are like. I would say it certainly has been the best in many years. And
I would agree.
as I say, I'm just very, very pleased.
Yeah, the whole parade wouldn't have been anything if it hadn't have been for you coordinating all of these efforts.
Well, I sat up many long nights, I'll tell you, and yesterday was no exception. I was at my table all day long thinking of last-minute details and making sure I was giving the right instructions, and I think it went very smoothly.
Are there any people that you would like to give a special thank you to in assisting you?
Oh, my heavens, yes. Carol Trump, Rick Marks, Joyce Gunderson, Sue Marks, and of course Darlene West.
100 years of Monrovia.
Yes, oh yes.
Is such a special thing. We're here at 100 years and we're celebrating this town being here, and there must be special feelings that you have for that.
Well, I've lived in this town for 21 years, and when I first moved here, I thought it to be a very unique town. However, it was just kind of a town that was sleeping, and it was just kind of status quo. And within the last 15 years, we have just made a complete turnabout. We are just dynamite. And we have become the model city in the state of California in redevelopment. And I think that's a magnificent effort. We have just done a wonderful job. And people, all towns, are looking at Monrovia and just cannot believe what's happened here. And I'm just very happy that I live here, and I'm very happy that I could take part in this celebration.
Do you see the effort that's been taken in the revitalization of Monrovia as achieving the goals that you set out with to parks and recreation? As a resident here in Monrovia, I even see the unoccupied lots that are owned by the redevelopment agency or whatever, graded and leveled and removed of debris and planted with grass or maintained by the city. What a wonderful thing.
Any blighted areas they've tried to clean up, and we're not through yet. It's just beginning, and it's exciting to live here. It really is. The next 100 years is going to be terrific.
Even better.
That's right.
I know the reconstruction in this area, they've done a fabulous job all through this Vaughn's Pavilion Center and down on Huntington Drive.
Yes.
All this coordination. I think this parade has been marvelous. You've done such a great job, and you're to be commended for it, and including Carol Trump.
Oh, could have done it without her. She was just marvelous. She just was wonderful. When she fell down, I came up, and when I fell down, she was up. So we just kind of supported each other.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Again, we'd all like to say thank you.
Thank you.
Quite a splendid effort.
It was.
Congratulations, Stephanie.
Yes,
Thank you.
congratulations.